Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing a review of the new HQ 5151 V1s. So this is a 5.1 inch propeller with a 51 pitch. So right now HQ has the 5040 V1s, the 5043 V1s, the 5045 V1s, the 5048 V1s, the 5050 V1s, and now the 5051 or the 5151 V1s. So yeah, they have a lot of versions of this V1s prop, so I kind of wish they would just pick 2 or 3 and stick with it, but more options is better if you know what to look for. So let's just real quick compare it to the 5043 here. If we just line them up, you can get a look at the pitch difference. You can see the 5043 is very shallow, 5151 pretty steep. Here is the 5045 V1s. You can see it gets a lot closer there. Actually, this is a you see, this is actually the 5050 V1s there, so it's very comparable. If we just put them on the scales real quick, 5043 V1s weighs about 3.77 grams, very, very light prop, and this guy weighs about 4.98, so definitely a lot more meat to this guy here. If you take a look at this, how it bends, it's just super, super flexy, super bendable all over. This guy is much, much stiffer. You can see it sort of bends out towards the end of the blade here. So I'm hoping this is going to be really durable, because these are very durable in terms of hits, but they do bend very easily and like stay bent down. So hopefully this will help fix that. And hopefully you can see there that there is the 5.1 inch. It is just a little bit longer, but in terms of the overall airfoil, it's pretty much identical along the blade. It's just the scoop is changed, obviously. So it's just a real quick intro on the 5151 V1s. Let's put them on a quad and see how they fly. Alright, so here we are outside to test the HQ 5151 V1s. For the setup, we have a Mode 2 Ghost frame. We have the Brother Hobby Returner R3 2207 2550 kV motors. On the internals, we have a 4-in-1 ESC, the SpeedX IS 30 amp 4-in-1, a Hypolite F4, the V1 flight controller. We have a TBS HV Unify Race, Fox Ear Micro Arrow up front. We have an Emax Pagoda, and then we have on 4S just a Tattoo R-Line 1550 95C. So let's just go ahead and get everything all powered up. Alright. Just start off. And I apologize for the props being black. Obviously, they're not going to show up too well, but they were only available in black when I purchased these. And this build weighs about 280-290 grams max. And this is the same build that I test all the props and different motors on usually. So I've been flying this rig for quite a while now. So let's just start off with a full speed pass. Let's try and get it with the wind here. So hopefully you can tell these things are very, very fast. That was with the wind there. About as good as I'm going to get it. They're very powerful. I put a GPS on my 6S quad with these on it, and they clocked about 121 miles an hour. That's with 1700 kV though, so the kV was pretty low on 6S. But they definitely are a very fast propeller, something that you usually don't get from HQ, the V1s line. They're usually favoring smoothness and amp draw versus speed, but these are definitely a big step up in terms of power. Hopefully you can just tell they are definitely ripping. They got a lot of mid-throttle power to them. Pretty responsive. These are 2207 motors, obviously, but I'd say the bottom end is definitely very respectable. As well as the top end, so really nice prop all around so far. I've only flown these guys a couple times so far.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Really nice hang time off that punch.
0.
They're not that loud actually compared to some other 5-inch props. They are a 51, so they're a 5.1-inch prop. So they are just a little bit bigger diameter. So that probably lends to that a little bit. Alright, I think this battery's just about done here. That was just 3 minutes there, pretty hard flying, and these definitely are not the lightest amp draw props. Obviously, to get more power, you're going to need more amps, but the motors are just barely warm. It's about 55 degrees out right now, so the nicest day we've had in quite a while. Battery is pretty warm, but not concerningly hot. So yeah, that was pretty good for the line of sight. So now let's move to some FPV with these guys. Alright, so here we have the HQ5151 V1s. Let's just take it up. On the same exact quad, we have about a 50-degree camera tilt on this micro arrow here. Just getting a feel for them. Definitely do seem to have pretty good power, moving along at pretty decent speeds without going too high in the throttle yet. A little bit windy out. Feel a little bit looser on the bottom end than say like an HQ5045 V1s, which is pretty much my 4S racing prop right now. These are a larger diameter, but they are a high pitch, so they just feel a little bit softer in the bottom end, but the middle throttle is definitely where they pick up the slack and put out a lot of power. Just do some figure eights here. Yeah, I'm not really having to adjust the throttle too much.
30 seconds.
Staying very locked at probably about 60%, I'd say.
20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Definitely lots of power
5,
in them though.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And that was 2 minutes right there. My battery's just about 14.7, 14.8. So they definitely are pulling more current than I'm used to. Battery's just fine right now, but it's getting down there a little bit. At just 2 minutes. I'm not flying that hard right here. Oh! And can we get up? No, I'm stuck on the ground. Alright, here we are back inside after that line of sight and FPV testing. So let me just real quick sum up my thoughts on these props. Overall, in terms of the durability, they did just fine in that crash there. I know it was kind of a not that hard of a crash, but I did definitely go into the mud and I have 0 prop damages, and I did have a few other crashes off camera when I was testing these guys out, and they were like at full speed, like at least 80-mile-an-hour crashes, and it just tumbled and, you know, nothing happened. A little bit of mud on them, but overall they're in perfect shape, so I'm very, very happy with the durability of these things. So in terms of racing durability, definitely very good there. Now, obviously, as I explained in the flight testing, these definitely are a lot more hungry on the amps than, say, the 5043 or even the 5050 V1s. The 5151 definitely does pull some more current, so that's why I'm kind of going to shy away from using these for racing, I would say, especially to help turn these better because they're a more aggressive and larger diameter prop. You want something a little bit lower kV, probably about 2500 would be sort of the max I'd go on these, and if possible, running on a 6S setup would probably be ideal to get the extra torque out of that, so they become even more responsive. I did not test these on 6S because my only 6S quad is not working right now. I need to repair an ESC, so that's why I stuck to 4S as well as all my other prop reviews on this exact same quad, so I wanted to keep things consistent. So yeah, pretty much they are definitely a very nice addition to the V1s lineup. However, due to my concerns for the amp draw, I'm not going to be running these as my main racing prop. I'm still going to prefer the 5050 V1s or the 5045 V1s on high KV, like 2600 KV on these. It's actually really nice and surprisingly efficient, and I was able to get about 7 laps on the MultiGP 2018 regional qualifier track on 4S, so that's definitely very nice there. But if you're looking for a very aggressive, powerful, top speed sort of propeller, these things clocked over 120 miles an hour. So they definitely are pretty standout to the V1s series, especially when the 5043 is a very weak prop overall, but it's still a very good prop depending on what your needs are. So there will be a link down to these props in the description if you are interested. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.